Hello children, I am going to tell the another poem of Robert Frost. I think we have a great feast of Robert Frost. Before I start the poem, let me just tell you what is Fire and Ice. The name of the poem is Fire and Ice, and here the fire burns. It is nothing but the desire of a person, of a human being. There are so many things that will be done when you have a desire. It will be always destructive. And ice is hatred. Even it has got a greater impact in the lives of people. For this, the best example is Adolf Hitler, the German dictator. So let me read the poem for you, all of you. Close your books, be very attentive, be all your ears and listen to the poem. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of fate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. I'll read the poem again. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So now, let me give the explanation line by line. In the first stanza, the poet contributes to the idea that the world will end by the force of human desire. In the first two lines, the poet would like some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. These two lines, some say, here the some say means the scientists and the astronomers. But he is not quite sure. The poet is not quite definite about it. The poet adopts a light and casual tone. He tells everything in a very casual way while speaking about a serious matter. And line 3 and 4. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. The third line and the fourth line. Here you're going to have from what I have tasted of. So here, tasted of desire. It is not tasting, but it is studying and understanding about the psychology of desire. What is desire and what is the psychology of desire? And the fourth line, I hold with What did he say here in the fourth line? I hold with those. Those means the astronomers and scientists who favor fire. So what he is going to tell over here? He is going to hold with means he supports, he stands by, agrees with what fire is capable of doing. Desire also can do. It is the fire inside a man. A man burns with desire before he burns other things. Desire and fire form the theme of the Buddha's Sermon on the Mount. Now let us come to the second stanza, that is, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and suffice. So in the second stanza, the poet is telling that the world could also end by the coldness of hatred of man for others. Fire is desire and ice is hatred, which totally a destruction. Lines 5 and 6. That is, but if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate. Perish twice. Perish means to die. Twice, 2 times. To die twice means the poet is being humorous here because nobody dies twice. Death cannot occur twice. I have a good understanding about the human psychology of hate. So the poet understands how the people hate and what kind of destruction it can bring. Lines 7 to 9. Ice is also equally capable of and sufficient to destroy the world. Ice stands for hatred, fire for desire, and ice for hatred. I'll go with the reading once again. This 8-lined poem is an extremely compact little lyric. Do you know what is a lyric? It is nothing but a short and which expresses deep personal feelings. The theme of the poem, what Robert Frost wants to convey is, astronomers say that the end of the world would be either by the explosion of sun, that is fire, or the freezing of the earth, that is ice. But Robert Frost relates these elements. What are the 2 elements over here? The fire and ice. Forces to the human relations of desire and hate. So fire symbolizes desire and ice hate, and says the either of these, Robert Frost says that either of these means what? The ice and fire could destroy the world with equal vehemence. That is, do you know the meaning of vehemence? It is great intensity of feeling or expression. The poem is probably inspired by Aristotle's ethics. Frost seems to tell us that the world will be destroyed not by any outside forces, but by forces in our own greed. It is ourselves, our own greed, our own passion, our own desire will bring the destruction. It is the age-old question that whether the world will end in fire or ice. So the two options would achieve its purpose sufficiently well. Whether it is desire, that is fire, or hatred, that is ice. Both of them sufficiently achieves its purpose. What is the purpose over here? It is the destruction. Here, the common belief that everything which exists will have to end. People, some are basing on their issue, they think that natural element of fire will cause destruction of this world. Some others, that is, I told you, who are they? The people means here, the astronomers and the scientists. They believe that ice will bring the cause of the end. Putting in terms of human emotions, the element of fire stands for passions, desires, and love. Unbinded passions, unbridled also, you can say, passions and desires can cause the end of the world, and even the hate born out of cold and icy reason is sufficient to cause destruction and the end of the world. It doesn't matter how the world will end. Fire and ice are the two highly contrasting but powerful elements of nature. These two elements are linked, natural. That means elements of nature, they are quite natural for the human beings and their emotions. Here, the poet links fire to human emotions of desire and passion, the ice which can also cause the end of the world in terms of human emotion. Ice means hatred. Children, did you understand the poem? This is about the desire and hate. Whatever it is, whether it is a strong desire to achieve something, it is a burning thing that destroys, and ice, a cause for death of the world, end of the world, destruction of the world. So, I think you understood the poem. I'll be just asking you certain questions. That is, you know that there are many ideas about how the world will end. Do you think the world will end someday? Yes, of course, the world is going to end someday. Have you ever thought what would happen if the sun got so hot and that it burst? Yes, if the sun got hot and it bursts, then it will be really dangerous. And if it is getting colder, even that also it is very dangerous. So whether it is hot or cold, both are going to bring the destruction of the world. Now, another question. What, according to Robert Frost, is fire and ice stand for? So according to Robert Frost, fire stands for greed, passion, desire. And ice stands for hatred. Children, did you understand the poem? I'll just again read the poem. Please pay attention and try to enjoy the poem and understand what happens if a person has a strong desire or a person is cold. Some say the world will end in fire. Some astronomers, some scientists, what do they say? They say that the world will end in fire. And some of the people, that is the same scientists and astronomers, say that it might end in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I means here who? The poet himself. So he just told us that whatever he studied about or whatever he understood about the desire, he stands by or supports with the astronomers and scientists who favor fire. What is fire? Desire. But if it had to perish twice, die twice, I think I know enough of hate. So he is saying that he knew that enough of hate means sufficient quantity of hate. The element hate, to say that for destruction, ice is also great. That means it plays a great role in the, and it is sufficient to destroy the world. And so what do you feel that the fire and the ice, whichever you support for, you say that we can relate this to our human lives also. When you have a strong desire, if it is for good, it will be burning you to achieve your goal. For example, I can say that children should have a desire. Here, it can be a burning desire, but not that it is going to destroy. It should construct your life. You should have a strong desire to achieve your goals. And another thing is, sometimes you'll say that you do not like somebody, you hate them. So this kind of things will distract you as well as the others who are around you. So the only source is that you should have these elements, especially the desire, which is going to help you to become something great in your life. If it is used in a different way, then it is going to end the world. Then how you can just simply say that the wars and all, how they are taking place, how a lot of destruction is occurred, which will be leading or totally going to destroy the world. Okay, my dears.